I took chemo for 7 months, then made the decision to take myself off of chemo.
Welcome to our interview with FaithDuo.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yes, well, we are excited to hear about your story, and we want to start by letting you tell a little about yourself. I will do a little introduction. This is Beth, everybody, and we attend church with her, and just let them know about you.
Okay, so I am Beth Syed. I've been married 7 years to Howard. I grew up in the church my whole life, and I was raised by 2 godly parents. Worked for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta most recently, but as of November 21st, I am no longer there. Something new on the horizon, but that's a surprise to come.
Yes.
So yes, the biggest thing though, in 2015, exactly 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia. I started chemo in January of 2016, and I stopped in July. I took myself off because the doctor had no intention of. For this leukemia, it's chronic, so it's never going to leave my body. It never goes in remission. It can lie dormant, but it doesn't go in remission. And they don't tell you that. The doctors don't tell you that. And so it is a chemo pill every day for life. And it's horrific. It's horrible. It really is horrible. And I thought, you know what, even if my life is cut shorter, I will at least have some kind of quality of life, because I had none at that point.
What's the biggest distress that it causes on you?
Well, it raises my white blood count, and that's what the chemo decreases that white blood count. But the more my white blood count increases, and I'm not talking like a normal blood count is like 11,000. Mine is way more than 11,000. It causes inflammation in your body, and then it causes, I have bone pain because my bone marrow is affected, and it's in my blood, so it's running through my whole body. But the chemo is really what has caused most of my problems. Okay. Which is what I'm dealing with now, is still side effects from chemo.
Wow.
I'm still kicking.
You're doing it. And today is actually your 5-year anniversary living with leukemia without taking chemo. Okay. It's cool to know you and see you living without taking it, because majority of people, they just suffer through the chemo and they think that's the only way you can go.
Right.
And we want to know, with you having cancer, like, how scary is this for you? And, just tell us how COVID has impacted you overall.
So when it first, hit in March, I went to HR and I was like, I'm going to work from home over this week and see, this is when it first kind of blew up. And they were like, okay, and then they closed our support center, which was a good thing. And we all worked from home anyway. And I didn't go anywhere. I was scared in the beginning, because as we all were, because it was unknown. We didn't know, what was going to happen. What if you get it? And because I am considered medically fragile, I stayed home. I didn't go anywhere. And Howard was really careful about where he went. As time went on, I just started thinking, am I just going to stay inside for the rest of my life? Am I not going to get out and live? I'm still careful about where I go. I don't go into big stores. I don't go into the mall. I'll do occasionally a small store with a mask. Of course, church. And everybody at church is really respectful, and they know, like nobody gets in your face. And of course the kids do, but that's fine. I was scared in the beginning, but like I've told you before, Victoria, when you already have a terminal illness, something like COVID to me is like the flu. If I get it, I get it.
Right.
There's nothing, I can't be scared. Over the summer, I was furloughed in June. So over the summer, when I wasn't as busy, I could have slumped into a deep depression, and I was close, because I wasn't doing anything. And then I've lost my job, and
that's from COVID, right?
And from COVID. Wow. And, we weren't going to worship, everything. We were just at home, and that was it. And I was like, So as we started getting back in, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm careful, but I'm not afraid. It's not always easy. I do, I have those days when I'm like, poor me, poor pitiful me. This is, why am I dealt this card? But then you just,
normal to think that way.
It is. We're human. So, I have a lot of reasons not to keep pressing on, but I have a lot of reasons to keep pressing on. I don't know anybody that has never questioned, God, why are you doing this to me? Why me? Why did I have to lose my job? Why did I be, why was I dealt this, leukemia card? I don't know, but if I can help somebody else in the journey, then it was worth it to me.
You're so sweet. Okay. Our last question is, how has keeping God first in your life helped you get through all of this stuff that you're going through, and how has He helped keep you positive through all this and help you be such a wonderful person to other people? Like, you make us feel so wonderful all the time, and you've got all this stuff going on with you,
and the kids love you too.
Well, right. I love them too. I love y'all too. You know what, without God, I wouldn't be here. I would not. When I was at my worst, I would just have to go off and be by myself, and I would just pray and read the Bible, and just from head to toe, I could just feel a peace. And that's the only way I can get peace. That is the only way, is, when you pray, you're inviting God into the situation. And, prayer and reading the Bible, studying, that's how I've gotten through it. That is how I've gotten through it. He gives you a strength and a peace like no other. And He's the only one that can do it. I can't get it from my husband. You're part of it. I have a fabulous circle that I couldn't ask for any better friends, but they can't give me the peace that God can give me.
Right. We can do a laugh, but we can't
get And I think God puts just the right people in your life at just the right time, and, when I'm having a bad day, I call you, and I may be in tears, at the beginning of the conversation, but we're laughing by the end. And I believe God puts those people in our lives. I believe He puts you all in my life for a reason. And, we all make it work together.
I was going to say, that's the way God wants it to. He wants us to come to Him. He wants us to, be humble, coming to Him. He wants you to have that circle of good people around you. That's why we have the church. He wants us to be in the church, or a part of the church, and those good people around you, supporting you, encouraging you, to keep the faith.
Exactly. And, I don't know people that don't have the faith and don't have a church family for support. I don't know how they get through things, because I saw my parents go through the death of a son, and saw their strength. And, I've seen so many things in my life, and my grandparents' faith, and, you see the faith of others, and you think, wow, and I hope that one day somebody will look back at my life and say, her faith was really strong, because I want to be that virtuous woman.
To see somebody who's actually facing it themselves, and it's just inspiring to, see somebody who's just living like that. Like, I would be so afraid of the big C word. That's what it's referred to. That's like the biggest thing you could ever get in this life. And it's just, like, you just faced it head on, and it's because of God you were able to.
And you know what? Cancer is a big, scary thing, but God is bigger. And, he's bigger than that. He's way bigger. And I was scared at first, but I wasn't terrified. I really was surprised at my reaction when I was diagnosed. I really was, because I thought, I'm not going to be able to handle this. And, I immediately started praying and just, leaning on God. And I'll tell you, it has improved my spiritual life. If anything else, the good that's come out of this is my prayer life is stronger. I feel like I have grown spiritually through this whole experience. So,
you see the most faithful people in the Bible, that's the biggest thing they're doing in their life is praying all the time. All the people are talking to God. And so, that's probably one of the biggest parts of our relationship with God. And it's just great to see that small, well, it's big, but it's something so simple. That simple avenue of prayer helps you and continues to help you get through this.
Exactly. It's the only way to get through it. It's the only way.
It really is.
With God's help and grace. And I was going to share, one of my favorite verses is 2 Timothy 1:7, for God did not give us a spirit of timidity or a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. And we can't live in fear.
This will be on the internet, Lord willing, forever, and you'll be able to encourage somebody with your story. And we are so thankful that you came on here to share your story. Definitely. And be open. And we're so grateful to God for the strength that he shows us through you. So
well, thank you. I'm thankful for you all and your kids, and I'm glad God brought you our way.
Well, thank you, and keep being the light.
Okay, we'll do it.